This week we will explore the historical setting of the founding of the sect, again in the mid-2nd century BC, in the backdrop of this period of great transition of international politics as we begin in the background of Hellenistic Greek world, the days of the Ptolemies of Egypt who ruled over the area of what we call today Israel during the 3rd century BC. And then, of course, they were defeated by the Hellenistic Greeks known as the Seleucids, the Battle of Panias in 198 BC. And gradually, more and more of the political and religious influence of the Greek world came upon Jewish life. It led to eventually, of course, the desecration of the temple by Antiochus IV Epiphanes around 175 BC. He deposed the Jewish high priest of the temple, erected a altar and statues to Zeus and the other gods of the Greek world that were being worshipped there. And that led, of course, to the Maccabean revolt and the cleansing of the temple in 165 BC that today is commemorated in the Hanukkah celebration each year around December. Well, with the freedom of the Jewish state gradually over the next decade or so came a political maneuver by Jonathan, the second of the sons of Mattathias, one of the founders of the revolt, who engaged in some political and religious maneuvering by which he became high priest. Jonathan, as now king and high priest, merged two positions which, according to the Old Testament, were to be separate. King in the Davidic context, again, the promise of kingship in the Davidic line. Ezekiel confirmed that in the line of Zadok, the faithful high priest under David and under Solomon, that a Zadokite high priest should be in that position. Well, Jonathan was not of a Zadokite line, and this particular group, who often refer to themselves as the sons of Zadok the priest, departed from Jerusalem, feeling that the leadership, perhaps under Jonathan, if we follow the reading that you'll be doing by Hanan Eshel in the founding of the Qumran sect around 160 to 150 BC, felt that the high priesthood now was being usurped. There was illegitimacy and impurity in the priestly leadership. So this group seems to have withdrawn for the purpose of establishing a priestly group, taking the passage in Isaiah 40 and verse 3, used of and by John the Baptist in the Gospels. They took that passage quite literally, went down by the Dead Sea into the Arava to prepare for the coming of the kingdom of God. So this group then begins to attract Jewish men. It's largely a male, somewhat monastic type of group that trains individuals that then go out into the community, drawing Jews back to the true faith as they interpreted the